guys, we are here with Ferrets. Say hello, Ferrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's his hello. Yeah. Alright, guys, big news. Obviously, 3.18.0a EVOCATI patch has gone out. It went out earlier today. But this is the build that has generally about 90% of the generally 90% of the stuff?
A majority of it, they said. A majority of it.
And these patch notes are kind of large, so if you guys haven't got yourself a drink, maybe some food, pause, go get that, and come back, because we're going to break this all down. Alright, so let's jump into it, presuming everybody is ready. Star Citizen Alpha 3.18.0a EVOCATI build. It's strongly recommended players delete their user folder and the public client after patching, particularly if you encounter any odd character, graphics issues, or crash on loading. Database reset, yes. Long-term persistence enabled. Pledge copy disabled. Starting UEC is not available. Huh? Okay. The current build is under NDA. Player doesn't bother us because obviously we're not signing it. Right. Testing focus. Salvage. House scoping. Platform assault on Orison. Security post Kreia reactivation. Courier delivery mission updates. Sandbox prison activities. Sand caves. Daymar crash sites. Stanton racetrack locations. Grey Cat PTV racetrack and New Rivers. Right, so known issues. Inventory, equipment. Equipment items are lost from character after 30k. Oh, that's a bug. Character customizer, stuck on saving character at the front end menu after the first time joining the PU. Pez, Cortec, characters not properly stored after logout. Able to be observed while not logging in by other accounts. Shopping, New Babbage, pharmacy, kiosks. Pharmacy purchase results in failed and invalid location. Economy, ships, vehicles, FPS. Ships and vehicles and FPS storage are not detected by commodity or admin kiosks of any kind. Multi-vehicle, VMA, vehicles. Unable to customize any ship within the vehicle loadout manager. ASOP terminals. Hangs on. Please wait while your vehicle is being delivered. Locations. Lawville. Commodity cost kiosks UI may become blurry eligible when in use. Load locations. More than one player can load into a hab bed at the same time. Oh, okay, interesting. Transit, elevators, and trams are jittery during transit of player characters. Derelicts, missing salvage wrecks, multiple locations, sand caves. Caves have scotch tape-like textures over sections of the entrance and around the settlement features inside the cave. Scotch tape-like textures over the entrance? Okay. UI, vehicle HUD. It's possible for the vehicle HUD to vanish for the player during flight and combat. That's probably a bug. Stanton interactions. Terminals are not responsive and some are not resetting. Performance, third-person cameras. Massive strutter when using external view, F4 view for the first time. Vulture pitches down in atmosphere when locking pitch yaw. Vehicles VFX, Drake Vulture missing thruster effects. The Corsair does not respond to either expand configure or retract configure bindings. Orison, mission content, locations. A hostile AI is stuck inside a wall at the HMRA and one hostile appears to be missing at BWDG for bounty assignments. Near Garrison mission. Inventory loot boxes. Loot boxes will disappear on approach or after opening, and multiple locations. Active feature UI medical, players unable to heal injuries in med bed. To be honest, Fez, not as much as I thought there would be. Like, considering we got Pez, which is like literally like core system replacement. I was expecting it to be a little worse than it was.
Well, they have been supposedly working on this for the last few months, so I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Yeah. So, look, at the end of the day, it could be worse. Definitely could be worse. Look, obviously the bugs are not ideal, but, considering it's like core major update, yeah. So, new features, location, Daymar crash site. A large derelict settlement on Daymar using parts of the Star Runner and the 600i, as well as some HABs adapted to the biome to create a point of interest with including kill all, kill specific, and delivery missions. We also have Sand Cave archetypes. So, in addition of the new Sand Cave archetypes across multiple planets and moons in the Stanton system, including Hurston, Magna, Ida, and Daymar, and Walla, each with their own 20 unique sand caves and formations. These new sand caves include the brand new land something known as the Stone Bug, with its new harvestable, the Stone Bug Shell. Does that mean we have AI creatures? The new sand caves include the brand new land crustacean, I think it's a crustacean, known as the Stone Bug. That means we have AI. We have animals.
No, it's going to be static only. It won't be unmoving.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because I sent you a DM.
Alright, guys, so we were just talking about that. I just hit pause by accident on my computer instead of Alt-Tab. So there is this image that Fez has gone through and got for us. I will add that, obviously. And in that, it does say, they're static objects that you can pick up and sell them. So maybe in the future, presuming that these guys are obviously correct, maybe in the future you might be able to go through and they'll be like moving around and stuff like that. But yeah, at the very least, look, it sounds like the start of creatures, which, is interesting. Yeah, at least we're sort of getting closer to it. So I'll put that up on there, and that's the crab there. That's the image. So you'll see these just laying around where you can pick them up and harvest the shell. Apparently, take the shell. All right, so let's get going. The Stanton racetrack. So addition of many new racetrack locations to Stanton. With this update, we're including 3 out of the 6 new community-driven racetrack locations into the persistent universe, with the trial missions and 3 more racetrack locations coming in future PTU updates. With these update assets and set dressings to make each race location a unique and rewarding experience for players to test their racing skills. These tracks include Daymar, which is the Yoda Valley, the 11 kilometre 235 degrees from the garden, UGF, Orison, and Capitalism. Alright, that's just locations. Greycat PTV racetrack. So implementing a racetrack into the Orison Vision Center on Crusader at the same location as the most recent Invictus launch week, redesigned for the Greycat PTV. Gameplay. Security Post Kreia reactivation. Security Post Kreia will take a more central role in Stanton security. Crusader Security have moved in full-time staff and have begun sorting confiscated contraband aboard. These stations will be off limits to all civilians unless given prior authorization. Kreia has also undergone a full art redesign, polish, and includes a new evidence and contraband processing office addition within the interactable contraband dispenser, the new traversal pathways, new color schemes, branding, and updated set dressing to cover around the whole interior. The interior and exterior of Kreia has been updated with armed admin, AI, and reinforcements, including new Crusader security loadouts and police and detectives in Calva. Inside Kreia, criminal players will now be able to trigger a boss to spawn, killing after several AI. After this boss has been killed by players, will be able to loot them and find codes to their body, which will unlock the terminal inside and the evidence storage room. After unlocking, players will be able to activate the contraband machine to dispense drugs. The players will be able to keep getting drugs out of the dispenser until a set amount of time or items are generated, randomized between 15 to 20 items. Once the items have been retrieved, the security terminal itself will lock, and upon leaving, the contraband room and door lock will not allow players to access the area. Along with security post Kreia reactivation, we are introducing a new mission called Retake Location. Oh. Initially only at security post Kreia, this new mission type is generated for players when a location deems itself under attack. This mission will generate for players outside the location and will allow players to go on the location and lawfully enter and remove all hostile attackers. Each attacker a player kills will give them a bonus after completing the mission. Any players in the area contributing to the mission will be part of the overall reward. Platform assault on Orison. Right, so that's something else. What are your thoughts on the security port Kreia and the new AI?
I'm kind of excited for it. I mean,
yeah. So it's basically Well, I was going to say it's basically Jumptown sort of thing, similar to Jumptown.
Well, it's going to be Jumptown with NPC guards now that want to kill you.
Yep. And what were you going to say about Kreia? Sorry, I interrupted. Sorry, my bad.
We're not sorry, but okay. Kreia is or was one of my favorite spots to go farming for loot, but now they're gonna change that. So
platform assault on Orison. Addition of bounty assault, assassination, clear all, and other missions that take place on the inspiration pack. Park platforms created for situation. Alright, okay, yes. So basically clear all and other missions that take part on those platforms that for situation. This includes elimination of all missions similar to the current underground facility mission. For those islands, the player will be tasked with killing everybody that is given a building. These mercenary missions available at Crusader Industry will have. The English is terrible sometimes. So basically, guys, you'll be able to go to a platform and you'll have AI taking over a building, and you'll be able to go in there and clear them and take back the building. Cool. Glad to see that they're actually reusing the Orison platforms and actually giving them another use besides just the mission, the event. Sounds interesting. Might be a good place for harvesting and Salvage, hull scraping. The first implementation of salvage into the persistent universe, which includes both hull scraping as well as repair. This includes both performing hull stripping and repairs by hand, as well as hull stripping using the systems aboard the Drake Vulture and the Reclaimer. Using highly advanced compression technology, those tools can break down the ship and vehicle exteriors, convert them into recycled matter, composite, or RMC, and store them in a canister attached. The player has the option to either use this material to repair to their ship using the FPS tool, or by filling in damaged areas, or they can sell this material as a commodity. Now, the one thing I'd like to know about that is, can you swap out canisters and sort of go through and get like 5 or 6 canisters?
For mining?
Yeah, for hull scraping.
Do you mean for
FPS version? They say here about you can go through and you can use the FPS hand tool for scraping and fill up a canister, which you can then sell, or you can use to repair your ship.
I don't see why you won't be able to change it with an empty canister and just store the full one in your backpack.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of wondering, is if you could do that, because look, obviously, this sort of stuff is stuff that you would expect in a full flushed out game. Obviously, with scraping and salvaging, it's more tier 0. I was just wondering if that feature was already in, or if it's like something that's going to be coming later down the track. Vehicle hull scraping is obviously the same as FPS. I'm not going to read this out because we all know about that. But basically, you go through, you use the Vulture and the Reclaimer to go through and start basically scraping hull and converting it into boxes, which has the RMC, and then you can then store that on your ship, and then you can then go and sell that RMC. Yeah, so it's basically the start of salvage. Vehicle soft death. So ships and vehicles will now go into a soft death state instead of instantly exploding. This will put the ship into a power down state, unlock doors which allow players to board and take on the crew and cargo inside. So when your ship gets attacked, instead of blowing up now, it will basically go disabled, and then basically everything unlocks, which allows the pirates or whoever it may be to board the ship and take your stuff and kill you as well. So that'll be interesting, and also good for the machinima too. Sandbox prison activities. So expansion of the prison gameplay with new suits of missions and sandbox activities to give inmates for opportunities to earn merits and aid in their escape from prison. The prison and its mines are now filled with an emergent population of prison guards and civilian prisoners with lootable items. Players will be able to loot contraband located throughout the prison mines and from bodies and sell it to the prison kiosk for merits. This includes the brand new prison escape delivery mission, where players have to find a loot an item and escape the route and then deliver it at the nearest outpost. Upon doing this, the player will then have their criminal record wiped by the mission giver. Players will now incur a punishment for suiciding in the prison. Ooh. However, if they retrieve their gear from their dead body, they can pay off this merit value instantly. Cool. Request landing has a new default binding, which is Alt+N. So I wonder why they changed the default binding for... Alright. Alright, so at the end of the day, guys, we've got ship vehicles. We have the Drake Vulture, which has obviously been added. Weapons and items. Grey Cat multi-tool salvage attachment, obviously for salvaging. Core tech, persistent entity streaming. Implementation of the persistent entity streaming core tech into Star Citizen, making use of the entity graph and replication layer. This will allow every dynamic object in the game to fully persist across servers, irrelevant of whether it's owned or held by a player. Big change, big thing. Feature updates, locations, new rivers and stands. So obviously adding dozens of rivers onto lakes on Microtech and Hurston. Restricted area rework version 3. Complete rework of the restricted area tech around landing zones instead of ships being autopiloted away from destroyed. Complete rework of the restricted area tech around landing zones instead of ships being autopiloted away or destroyed upon entering a restricted area. Players are now given more freedom to fly and maneuver around cities. Caterpillar crash sites version 1. Added base AI to populate the Caterpillar crash sites. Derelict settlements Reclaimer version 2. General polish pass on the area on the Reclaimer. And they've also added parallax interior window shaders for buildings around the landing zones. I have no idea what the parallax window interior shader is, but we'll see. AI, NPC loadout updates. Updated many NPC loadouts throughout Stanton with the new shopkeeper outfits, earth fashion dresses, hospital surgeon outfits, service hats, and aprons in shops and armor sets. Gameplay, courier delivery mission update. Added new locations for the delivery mission of each Stanton system. These missions are based around the local delivery companies for each planet system that give players more focused area for deliveries. There are 4 new delivery reputation based on the area that you are in. Red Wind's local delivery, Ling family delivery, which is a route, and Kovalek's local delivery, and also UDM local delivery route. These new missions can be acquired after completing into the intro missions for local delivery. Quality of life inventory updates. Ooh. Added ability for long-term persistence items to stack in inventory. Added transfer all button to inventories. Oh my god. I heard about this coming and I was hoping it was going to be in this patch. That work based on selected filters. Added visual feedback attempt to quick move on an item that won't fit in the target inventory. Implement toggle options to the top right of the player's inventory to always show hide items ports for equipping gear. Law system improvements. So, crime stat 1 and 2 will no longer be punishable by death. Instead, allow players to pay off their fine. Cortec updated new Gen 12 rendering. And we also updated the community kiosks to use building blocks tech. So, oh my god, there's still more to go. Right, bug fixes. Drake, Corsair, Cortex flying in a straight line in atmosphere. No longer will point down towards the ground. Fixed commodity trading, selling UI. Commodities will not appear in the commodity kiosk and cannot be sold. Orison transit shuttle to Vision Center never arrives, gets stuck. They fixed that. They fixed the character loadout after exiting Kesha. Players will have no head or mobiGlas. So they finally fixed that bug. Fixed the shop drop out of Quantum when pressing B or missile mode. The QT markers disappear when traveling between planets, has also been fixed. The security point Kreia AI, security AI are not spawning in their correct loadouts. That has been fixed. They've also fixed mission content AI infiltrate Orison. They've also fixed the AC loadout ship customizer owners items are not displayed in the list of equipable items. It's been fixed. And they've also fixed the inner thought wheel back exit block button. So UI is missing and replaced with an X. So they fixed that. There is 8 client crashes. They fixed 6 server crashes and 1 Gen 12 GPU crash. Arena Commander as a quality of life updates. System balance. PES successfully integrated into Arena Commander. They've added grey screen effect when dead for all modes. The system used to white blacklist ships for game modes has been completely reworked. Bleed out will now award the shooter both in cause of the bleeding out and for the bleeding damage inflicted as well. Several UI systems have been integrated into building blocks. Top 3 most scoreboard players in the game modes will now get an additional 2,000, 1,500 and 1,000 score respectively, while all other players gain 500 in participation award. The team game modes victory now awards 2,000 score, while defeat awards 500. Top score player in any game mode is now awarded MVP award in addition to score, displaying the game feed. Helm of Origin is now displayed as the secondary score event, and items and vehicles should now appear alphabetically in the screens. So, modes, they've increased the player limit free flight from 8 to 24. They've decreased the required player count for last man standing from 6 to 4. And they've reserved third-person camera for elimination. They've removed, sorry. And the last standing now displays your objective in the top right of the screen. Maps. Adjusted skybox in Dying Star to match the upcoming Pyro system. Dying Star has now underwent a visible pass. Reduce the density of the yellow glowing glass cloud. So just basic Dying Star adjustments. There's still a bit of glare when seeing directly the star and going supernova, but still really like this. It's the other 90% of the maps. Right, bug fixes. Closure rate marker fixed to give correct velocity towards the target rather than full relative speed. Damaging a friend with missile now correctly gives negative score based on the damage dealt. Damaging a friendly with a missile in modes where friendly fire is disabled will no longer damage the friendly target. Explosive and collision is now follow friendly fire rules. Last man standing will no longer respawn an already spawned player at the start of the round. Duel mode should no longer affect the Battle Royale leaderboards. Fix various issues with collision and asteroids in Broken Moon and Dying Star. Fix various issues with missing geometry in Dying Star. Fix various issues causing bad performance in Dying Star. Fix various issues regarding OP Station Echo 11 at the Good Doctor. Fix various issues killing the player would not award the full score pool, most notably when getting headshots. Fix an issue where ships would duplicate, reportedly for players who were stuck on the loading screen. Fix an issue where players would spawn into a ship with missing components. Fix an issue where players could spawn into a ship that had no seat. Fix an issue where players would retain the recoil camera. Fix an issue destroying another ship in squadron battle would award 10k. Fix an issue where players who shot themselves in squadron battle would get their teammate negative 10k. Fix an issue where friendly fire would affect the team. Fix an issue where occasionally renting an item would experience a large hang. Fix an issue where bleeding out displays incorrectly in the game. Fix a crash where loading into an empty team-based game modes. Fix an issue where self-destructing award positive points. Fix an issue where attacker would receive -1 for the kill. Fix an issue where marker for medipen and ammo containers was not appearing. Fix the crash when acquiring pickups. Fix the crash on elimination, and fix the crash when joining team modes. And they fixed 7 arena commander crashes and various optimizations. Holy shit, that is a hell of a patch notes. Alright, Fez. What are your favourites? What do you like? What do you not like when it comes to the patch notes?
I like all of it, to be honest.
It sounds like it's a meaty patch. It really, really does.
I mean, it better be. They ain't been at it for how many months now?
So, just to recap, guys, we have Pez, Salvage, we have the Vulture, we have new missions that you can do on the planet, we have the racetracks, we have the new Orison gameplay missions where you go in and take back the buildings. Like, this is like a really, really good patch, and the best thing is we have Pez and the cargo refactor. Like, this is a huge patch. And hopefully they get all the bugs fixed. I would expect this to probably go to wider PTU. I want to say maybe the end of next week. Mid to end of next week. Probably. I don't think we'll get it this week. So probably mid to end of next week, which would make it around the 2nd or 3rd of December. It might still come out on the 8th of December. Maybe. Alright, apart from that, anything else you want to add, Fez, before I go and eat my food that's getting cold currently?
Yeah.
No, that's it. Alright. It's good to see Arena Commanders getting some love. Apart from that, obviously, yeah, that's obviously made the patch notes pretty big too as well, because it's like literally Arena Commander as well as the PTU, and it's a decent patch on both. But guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Fez's details are in the description below. Please go follow him on YouTube, Twitch, whatever it may be. And apart from that, you want to say bye? Is there anything else we got?
Good night.
Yeah, it's getting late for you over there, isn't it?
Very late.
Apart from that, guys, have a good night. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see you in the universe. Really looking forward to 3.18.